Are you ready for some fall planning? Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have two custom planner spreads for you, one of which is already looking forward towards the fall, which I'm very excited about. Courtney requested that I create a fall bucket list for her, so I've pulled some Live Love Posh books, and I'm excited to work on that. And then sweet Cheryl requested a venti spread. I chose vertical for her this month. She wants some mermaids and a little inspiration. And so Jane Davenport was definitely the way to go for that. I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. Otherwise, I'm going to put you all on fast forward. I want to hear at the end of the video which spread you liked the best. All right, let's go. All right, so we're going to start with Courtney's fall bucket list, and the two sticker books that I am going to pull from are this one, Fall Elements. Love, love, love this beautiful set, but also I'm going to pull from Chic Fall because there is a bucket list sticker set in Chic Fall. You actually really don't need other stickers. You could just go with Chic Fall. But I wanted to bring in a little bit more of a soft color scheme, and the stickers in Chic Fall that are the bucket list have lots of oranges and reds, a little bit brighter. And so I thought mixing the two would help tone down some of the more intense colors in the fall bucket list. So that's the plan. We're going to start with these beautiful roses down the edge of the paper. How gorgeous. That's a great way to just start any sort of bucket list page. I'm using a dot grid insert piece. I think that is a wonderful piece to just work on when you're building some of these special pages. And I just want to know, how many of you do bucket lists for each season? I used to, then things in life got so very busy that it just turned out that that is not what it was going, it just didn't work out. So I was super inspired by creating this one for Courtney. It totally made me want to make one for my planner for the upcoming season. All right, so here's my plan. I'm mixing in some boxes, some of the decorative stickers, and then we're going to add in the pieces that say the bucket list items. And here's what I was thinking. I was thinking this would be a nice mix of a bucket list and a little bit of memory planning, because in the box, Courtney could either print out a very tiny little photo to put into those boxes, or she could just write a little bit about that event, maybe put the date. So, you know, for instance, baking a pie, what kind of pie did you bake? How'd that work out for you? Where did you go apple picking? When did you go apple picking? What did you carve into your pumpkin? Those types of things. Just making a little note on the bucket list sheet, I think adds a touch of memory planning to it, which is a nice little addition instead of just checking it off. Writing a little bit something about it so that you're reflecting on all of those fun fall events. I was reminded how much I want to go apple picking this fall. That is like a high priority for me to take my family apple picking in the fall. I love that. What is on your fall bucket list? For me, apple picking is up there. Watching football is always on my fall bucket list because it's my fave. College football season is almost upon us, which I am very excited about. So tell me what's on your fall bucket list. What's a must-have this fall? And let's just all take a moment and think about cooler temperatures coming in. That will be so very nice. I love me some jeans and long sleeve t-shirt weather. That is also my favorite as well. All right, so I'm filling in all of the spaces here. Love how this came together. The last little parts that I'm going to do, I'm going to add checkoff lists for each event. So there's little check marks that you can add. I'm going to put those to the side so that Courtney can check those off as she is getting things done in the fall. And then I'm going to go through and add a few sparkle stickers, not actual sparkles, they are black, but to bring in a little bit more black on the page because the title is black and I just wanted to kind of distribute that around the page. So I used my sticker guide to plan out where those little sparkle diamond moments were going to be. So I'm going to shift those around and then transfer them over. Last step will be repunching the holes on this paper because of course I use those stickers over on the side. So I pull out my Happy Planner punch. It's a whole process whenever you're punching through sticker paper. Doesn't always work well. So I had my Happy Planner punch get stuck. It's a whole thing. So you're going to have to see that process. But let me know what you think of Courtney's fall bucket list spread. Courtney, I hope this is what you had in mind, and I hope it gets you excited about the upcoming season. And to everyone, again, give me some ideas for what I can add to my fall bucket list if I create one for my own planner coming up. All right, next up, we are going to take a look at Cheryl's Mermaid spread. For Cheryl's spread, I am going to use what is called the napkin technique. I have these beautiful napkins designed by Jane Davenport, and I'm going to use them on my planner page. When you're using decorative napkins, the first thing you want to do is tear off the back layer. That white layer that gives the napkin any kind of bulk, I guess, tear it off. You just want the very thinnest possible layer. I'm using my scissors to very carefully cut. I'm not totally successful. I end up tearing a few pieces later on, but I'm cutting out these images and I'm going to have them on the planner page. You might be thinking, that sounds crazy to put a napkin on your planner page. It totally works though, especially when you remove that back lining. That is the most important part. So I'm going to cut out these images, kind of place them around the pages or the page layout where I think that they should belong. And then I'm going to use a tiny bit of Tombow adhesive just to kind of tack them in place. The cool thing about the napkin technique is that when you get it all together and when you put the gesso over the top of it, it kind of looks like it's just melting in the page. It's almost like doing a rub on your paper, but just using some of the beautiful napkins that we've seen all over the place. I love getting a chance to do some of these mixed media elements. All right, so I got my images. We're going to add just a little bit of Tombow, like I said, really carefully on the back. It's a tricky thing. If I'd had a glue stick, I probably would have done a glue stick on the back, just a little bit to tack it into place. Once it's in place, what I do is use clear gesso. That's very important. Clear gesso to go over the top of the napkin. What does it feel like? Well, it does add a little bit of texture to your page. It's going to feel like a napkin. It's going to be a little rough. It's not going to be completely smooth, but it is a fun technique to incorporate every now and then, especially in a creative journal style planner, especially if you're doing a little bit of art journaling in your planner. It's fun to use that technique. So I get them all in place. I tear this little piece, so that one's out of here. And then you can see I just cover it with gesso very carefully. I try to smooth things out as much as possible. It's a thin coat of gesso. You don't need a ton. You can also use Mod Podge, but I find that Mod Podge is a little bit stickier. So it gets a little too sticky, I think, when you close your planner. But there's different versions of Mod Podge, so perhaps you have one that works really well for you. So once I cover everything with the clear gesso, then I set it aside to dry all of the way before I start adhering stickers and things over the top of it. So it's a great way to utilize some beautiful napkin images, and I think it's a beautiful sense of the mermaid to kind of set the tone on the page. To add some functionality to this spread, I am going to pull out Mojo Jojo's black boxes, both her regular black boxes and the dashboard style. I'm going to use a scrapbook piece of paper from Jane Davenport to add a little bit of color, and I'll start playing with where these can go on the page. Unfortunately, the camera ends up cutting out, so I'll have to give you a tour of the finished product. I do like to balance. I think that Cheryl is probably going to use this as a creative journal spread, so I like to give her some journaling boxes on here, but I also like to give her some open boxes so that if she wants to do hand lettering, she can. I try to make sure there's boxes across the whole spread, at least one per day, so that she can notate some different things. And then I'm going to bring in a few more little details with some quotes and things like that to provide an uplifting feel on the spread as well. All right, it is just my luck that the video cut off. So here is Cheryl's finished spread. I chose some quotes from Essential Quotes from the Happy Planner. I was mixing in boxes, some of which I used some Jane Davenport paper to add a little bit of a border to, some of which I left just the black boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans. I love how it came together. I think this is going to be an excellent spread, either for a functional spread for Cheryl or as a creative journal spread, whatever she chooses. I think it is beautiful. It captures that mermaid feel. It captures the inspiration. And Cheryl, I hope you very much enjoy your spread. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification button, and let me know down below, which spread did you like best this week? Did you like Courtney's fall bucket list or Cheryl's mermaid spread? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you all so much for your continued support. If you want to find out more about Patreon and the extra perks that you can receive over there, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description box. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.